Hello there, and welcome to this very, very, very short video. I think it's going to be short anyway. It's basically about the new Beatles single Now and Then, which, I make no secret of people, to people on my channel that I'm a Beatles fan. I don't have everything they ever did or anything. I've just got a good selection of the albums, meaning all of the albums from the 1980s sort of stereo presses. I don't own the mono mixes or anything like that. I've got a few of the box sets and things. And, I would say from Revolver onwards, I love the albums, and, they, along with the Stones and the Faces and the Kinks, helped shape music. The music that was going to come. And of course, like John said, they were always in the crow's nest of the ship because they'd done everything first and all that kind of thing. So all the eyes were always on them. And, I've got no issue with that. They were great, first stadium band, first this, that and the other. It's like, all good. But of course, this new single's come out and people have been asking on my socials and PMs and a few texts from people saying, what do I think? And nobody really cares what I think, do they? But, seeing people have asked, so what do I think of it? And even I did a great workshop, Instinct Sounds in Chippenham with Martin Jenkins on organ, and we did like a stylistic thing, playing some feels and grooves and explaining stuff. Anyway, that was brilliant. And one of the students there sort of put their hand up and asked me what I thought of the new Beatles single and could I play it. And of course, Martin's not really a Beatle fan anyway, so it was like, not really, but the rhythm's sort of a bit like this, Anyway, and yeah, so what do I think of it? Well, from what I can tell, it's a demo that was never finished, that John recorded in the Dakota building on his piano, just into a tape machine. I think Real Love, the single from a few years ago, and Free as a Bird was like that as well. And this is just another one that was never finished. And I think George didn't particularly like it or didn't think it was finished enough to complete. But over the years, with the sort of AI intelligence they've got out there, and Peter Jackson, who did a great job on the Let It Be film and made that big 15-hour Get Back or whatever documentary about them, managing to take all the different instruments out, and you can separate. So you could separate John from his piano. So that's really cool. So instead of having, saying, oh, we want more vocals, this would have been 1995. They would go, okay, yeah. So they'd turn up the fader and the piano would come up as well because it's all on the same channel. So yeah, so they can split it apart. So as far as I could tell, it was never actually a finished song. So, to me, it's incomplete, but the rest of them, did what they could to make it happen. And I like that. It's a sweet gesture. But would it have been the same if all four had been alive working on it? No, it would have been a very different beast. So it's hard to kind of judge it. So for some of the haters and knockers out there, I kind of get it, but it's not even a completed song really. So I don't think that's kind of justified or fair. But yeah, it's a sweet enough song. It does its thing. It feels Beatlish when they put the strings on it, and you hear Ringo doing his thing on it, and Paul and the George's parts that he recorded back in the day. And it's pleasant. But so yes, it's a nice song, but I don't think it can be put up there with the rest of the canon of work because it wasn't the four of them doing it together. So, for all those who dislike it, great. It's something else to throw sticks at. But I think it's, pretty unfair considering that, like I say, it wasn't a group effort. But to be fair, most of the stuff online I've seen when people have done reactions to it has been pretty good, There's been I've looked on my Facebook and YouTube, and there's a real selection of different people that review different things that have reviewed it and actually said, yeah, it's all right, thumbs up. And actually, I really like the video. That's what I would tell people to watch because it's really great. And you could easily make a video and you could just shove all the facts at people again. You could show the Shea Stadium bits and headlines, first band to do this, and then massive record sales and still the biggest selling band. You could do all that stuff. So people would go, oh, here we go again. But you know what? They didn't. They had a few elements of them messing about at Shea Stadium and bits and bobs and escaping fans and do all the crazy mania stuff. And then them through all the different periods with all the different looks with the beard and Paperback Writer and the Something video and All You Need Is Love and Hello Goodbye video. And it's great because it ends up with different scenes where, maybe Paul's playing bass now in the studio, as an older gentleman, and then I'll have Paul stood next to him from a black and white clip playing the bass, from 65 or 64 or something, and they're sort of looking at each other. Same with Ringo. Ringo's playing Hello Goodbye with his crazy outfit on, and then he's there in his studio now playing, and they're sort of smiling at each other, and it's really sweet. And they got John coming in doing daft things, again from the Hello Goodbye video, doing crazy things with his hands and bits and bobs, and pointing and making his silly faces, and actually, the way they've done it, especially when he's conducting the strings looking silly, and then there's Paul at Capitol Studios sat in that room just listening to the strings, not knowing that was going to be done on the video later, obviously, but just with a really sort of sweet smile on his face, as if he was watching him sort of going, that's John, and I just thought that was cute. And near the end, it goes through all their images all the way through, right to when they were like schoolboys with caps on and stuff. And then the very end is a black and white image where they take a bow, and it's actually from A Hard Day's Night. I think they're at the Scala Theatre, or Scala, however you say it, and they just finish She Loves You, and the crowd is screaming, and they take a bow, and then they dash off and get into a helicopter and go off to Wolverhampton in the film or something. And John calls the manager. He says, "You're a swine." But they use that bit with the bow, and it's really nice because they take the bow, and I thought that'd be the end, but then Peter Jackson makes them all kind of fade away. So they disappear, and actually it's really sad. And watching a few of the reaction videos, most people are doing the same thing. So I actually cried a little bit, just not like, but just a little bit. I am now a bit, teary. It just, what I don't like about it is it's kind of put a full stop on it in a way. So before, I'm a person that never watches the last episode of anything. I won't watch the last Seinfeld. I won't watch the last X-Files, and I'm sure there's some other things out there that I don't watch. The last Batman and all that. And in a way, this video, it felt like, darn it, that's like a full stop now at the end of the story. Like in a Disney thing, it says the end, and then the book's going to close, and turn into a cartoon thing and pan out. That's what it feels like. So the song, the recap song, yeah, it's okay. It's nice. It's a pleasant song. Yeah, it's okay. I like it. The video I love. I thought the video was brilliant. But unfortunately, as I say, it made me feel sad and feels like there is now finally a full stop on the story. But before it felt open-ended, like there was no end. Because, teaching music and dealing with, musicians my age, but also younger students as well, the legacy sort of lives on through other people. If they like the band and they discover them, it's great to hear them talking about it and they're excited about it. And when I was listening to it at that age, and it's like, wow, my son Fox might do the same, and it continues. So, the legacy will never be finished. It's always going to, rejuvenate and carry on through other people. So, but anyway, so that's what I think of it. Yeah, I like it. It's good. But yeah, feels like a bit of an end of an era. But yeah, you don't have to comment on this, as I say. It's just that I just felt like I wanted to get it out there. It's not as important as my drum videos and other stuff that I do, but hey, there we go. One of my favourite bands, and I guess it's a bit of a moment because the world seems to be going crazy for it, which is cool. So anyway, so you could let me know if you like the single or not, whatever. It's not going to make me feel any different about it if you like it or hate it. It's just, music's very personal to me, and it's all subjective, isn't it? So if you dig it, great. If you don't, that's great too. Anyway, have a good time, whatever you're doing. Thanks for tuning in. As I say, nice short video, 8 minutes is that. I haven't got my glasses on. But anyway, yeah, if you want to go and hear it, go and check it out. And if you don't want to stream it, go and do something else. All right, guys, big love. Take care. See you soon. Bye.